All right. I wasn't ready, but that's okay. I just queued up Afro Annie by mistake, but that's okay. We're here. That's all that matters. Let me do one thing here, and I'm good to go. All right. That. Okay, just opening up another channel for myself. Oh, you can hear the echo, right? I got rid of that. Okay, good. And welcome, Patricia Starkley. Hi, Marcy Foreman. Yonda Fletcher. Sussex Global UK. Welcome. Hello, Ivy here. And Sonia Johnson. Crack me up, love. Let me see. Fabi Barron. Who else? Iris Demonia. Welcome. Alma Laura. Judah. Welcome. Fortune McKenzie. Genevieve. I love that name, Genevieve. Ethan's husband is here. Mo Shannon is here. Okay. Nope. Not that. Let me see. Okay, didn't mean to do that. All right. So let me just alert our friends at Twitter that we are here. Let me see. Now streaming. Good. And one more. One more. Okay. Good. All right. I'm good now. And I got my slides ready. So perfection. There we go. Not that we're starting with shade today. We're certainly not starting with shade, but I'm not saying we won't end with just a little bit of it. But this is just a old thumbnail I made some time ago, and anyway, I loved it so much. That look on Katie's face is classic. Dara Edgehill, thank you so much for the super sticker. Happiest of Wednesdays. Good grief, is it Wednesday already? Wow, this week is going by fast. Well, happy Wednesday to you, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And you guys know what? Yesterday, I didn't realize it until very late into the day. Yesterday's live stream was Royal Sussex 500th video. 500. 500. So this is 501. Like those Levi's I can't fit. 501. You know, back in the 80s, I got caught up in the mystique of the Levi's 501 blues.
Well, I tell you what, I got some 501 blues now. I got the blues because I can't fit those 501s. Maybe if it was about a 710 or 820, maybe they would fit, but 501, they do not fit. I mean to tell you, Moses couldn't put me in those jeans. An act of Congress could not put me in those jeans. Olive oil, shoehorn, whatever. And if I was able to put them on, I certainly wouldn't be able to zip them. And the fire department and their jaws of life might be the only thing that can get me out of those jeans. So, what can I say? This global pandemic has wreaked havoc on all of us. And thank you, Myra. Let's see who else. Oh yeah, I saw someone else said that. Oh, Glorietta, thank you so much. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was Marcy Foreman that said that. Thank you. Ethan's husband has given a round of applause. Thank you. Anastasia Isabella, one of our moderators. Thank you so much for that. Yes, 500th video. So this is 501. Thank you, Catherine Bryant. Thank you. Hello, Joan Commonwealther. Most Shannon, moderator, is here. Church Nelly is here. Thank you, also, moderator. All right. So shall we get started? Is that the right one? Yeah. So anyway, there is still so much fallout about this opening of Parliament. And what can I say? All right, so this guy ain't happy, and it makes me happy. Uh, and I think the reference there was about William, not Charles. It was about William. And of course, the guy next to William, that is the husband of Rose Hainsbury. That is the Marquis of Cholmondeley. He's certainly not happy. Well, as I said yesterday, it is considered to be the highest of honors to lay down your wife for your queen, or for your king, or your queen, or your king. So that is an old little double entendre in reference to laying down one's life for king and crown. Uh, but laying down one's wife for king and crown is also a fine tradition in the aristocracy or in the House of Windsor. It has happened so many times. So you had this very awkward moment. You see, I guess this never happened because, as far as I know, this is the first time William has ever appeared, you know, by the throne at the opening of Parliament. I'm not sure what they call that area up there, but it's a stage. Basically, it's a stage. And it's the first time William has ever appeared there. And so I would imagine that this is the first time that the Marquis of Cholmondeley, Lord, whatever his name is, I guess this is like the first time that he's ever had to walk up those steps to the cloaking room, as they call it, and that is where the sovereign would put on their cloak. And well, Charles didn't wear the cloak, obviously, because he's not the sovereign. And there you have the imperial state crown. I think that is the one. They say the crown is worth about $1 billion. It has the corner diamond. It has the Black Prince's ruby in the front. I mean, there's all kind of stuff going on there. Thousands of diamonds, and there's even the occasional odd pearl and such there. So it is quite the thing. And of course, there is the emotional support, Camilla. It is just, I don't know how older people will accept the idea that Charles's former mistress is the wife of the future sovereign, and someday she is going to be the queen's consort or king's consort. Well, anyway, she's going to be the consort. She's going to be the consort. In the most holiest of positions, Charles, the head of the Church of England. Charles. Let me say that one more time. Does this work? Can y'all hear that? Charles, the head of the Church of England. A very pious position, if there has ever been. And Charles is going to hold that position with all the dignity of any adulterer, alleged adulterer. Um, Audrey Teschner, thank you so much for the super sticker. Happy Wednesday to you, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And if you have been watching Royal Sussex, or if any of you guys are American and you are of a certain age, if it's Wednesday, then what day of the week is it? If it's Wednesday, please tell me what day of the week it is. Do 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 boop, do do. Well, yes. Someone says, "Everyone, happy Hump Day." Yes, but that's not exactly what I was looking for. Or you were just saying hi to. Yes, finally. Amelia Rodriguez says it is Prince Spaghetti Day. That is something that identifies me as a baby boomer. Yes, thank you. Yes, I have just outed myself as a baby boomer. It is Prince Spaghetti Day. Yes, this is when Anthony ran through the streets of Boston because he heard his mama calling him, Anthony, Anthony. Anthony is running because it's Wednesday. And if it's Wednesday, it is Prince Spaghetti Day. I tell you, those ads on television, believe me, they worked. They worked. I can't tell you how many products I've bought. Like right now, I still use Lemon Ajax because of a commercial that I saw back in the 1980s. So, anyway, let's keep it moving, shall we? All right. So, inside Rose Hansberry's relationship with husband David Cholmondeley. Um, well, they're married. Well, no, I mean, it's the only thing that the article said, I believe, is that there were troubles. They weathered the storm, and it caused alarm and embarrassment. As you know, the palace was none too pleased that this information has gotten out, but it has caused some type of permanent blockage in between the relationship of the Cambridges. So I do believe that the Daily Fail, among other tabloids, they are trolling the Cambridges with whatever information that they may possibly would be withholding from the public. Kate Middleton's Norfolk friend Rose Hanbury, the Marchioness of Cholmondeley, looks elegant in a black coat dress. Who wears coat dresses? Oh, I know, the Duchess of Cambridge. Let me see. Headband, which is something that Kate has been rocking for quite some time, joins mourners at Phillips Memorial. So the idea that they used that photo of Kate giving her the side eye, which, let's see, do I have a better one? Let me see there. Nope. I do, but I'll show it to you later. But yeah, there's Kate giving her the side eye. I do believe that the Daily Fail is actually trolling the Cambridges. And this is just one example of the tabloids actually trolling the royal family as though they are a predator stalking prey. So, okay, that's that for that those two right now. Oh, let me see if there was any comments before I go. Uh yeah, I think we're all pretty good with that one. Let me see. That walk into Parliament was one of the most ghetto things I've ever seen. Baby's daddy, baby's daddy too. Baby's daddy and baby's daddy too. Oh man, I love that. Okay. Let me see. Oh wait, what is that? CP says I can't stay today, but please everyone go vote for Harry and Meghan for the magazine's People of the Year. Is that People's Magazine? People of the Time Magazine. Okay, I don't know. I just saw that, didn't I? For the Time Magazine People of the Year. Got it. Thank you. All right. Didn't know that that was a thing, but we will. Okay. How can William bow to the woman who caused his mother so much grief? I just don't get it. Did he bow to her? Because I watched it. People were telling me about, how they felt about the opening of Parliament. So did William actually bow to Camilla? I mean, in some respects, he kind of has anyway, hasn't he? By calling his mother crazy or delusional, or what did he say, that she was paranoid and all that kind of stuff? By saying that about his own mother, then obviously he has already bowed to her in a figurative way. Let me see. Aristocrats historically had affairs, given most marriages were dynastic matches, not love matches. Marriages were also arranged for pregnant mistresses of the king. No one told Kate. Oh man, Pamela Porter, thank you for that. Oh, I got to go back and look at that because I I think the camera was away from William, or had panned away when, because I didn't see William clearly. I didn't see him walk out and sit down. So there was no close up of William bowing to. I mean, of course, when she is the consort, I know he'll have to do that. And as the wife of the Prince of Wales, whenever she's present with Charles, that is required. So now, according to the protocol, as I understand it, is that when Charles is present with Camilla, then Camilla assumes his rank. And so anyone of lower rank to Charles by default is lower rank to Camilla. And you are required to, especially at public events, you are required to bow or curtsy to Charles and Camilla. But if Camilla is alone and someone of equal rank, or I think that's how it goes, of someone of equal rank or lesser, then they don't have to do anything, because at that point she's not of Charles' rank in that moment, if that makes sense. So I think that was some kind of rules of engagement that the men in gray suits came up with. They tweak it and change it a bit. But the other thing is, if you have been in the company of Charles and Camilla earlier in the day, and let's say you are formally showing up at an event, then you're not required to do that. Princess Anne ain't gonna do it anyway. Princess Anne bows or curtsies to very few people. She just made up her mind she's not going to do it, and she's just not. But that being said, when there is a visiting head of state, Princess Anne, like when the King of Spain, or even if it was, let's say, the Shah of Iran, even though they don't have one anymore, if the Shah of Iran showed up, she would do this very delicate and very artsy like looking curtsy that she does. But other than that, she doesn't bother. She just does not bother with people. So, not even her own family. But if it's a state function, then she'll do what's required. So bravo to you, Anne. Anne's just not having it. Okay. So that is my understanding of that sort of thing. So yeah, thank you for mentioning that. I had no idea that that may have happened, so I'm gonna have to go back and look for it because I would love to see it. Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going the wrong direction here. There's a picture out there of Willie out there of his event with his tight pants. Now we know why Mumbles man tight pants. I have not seen that. Okay. Let me see. Weird people. It's not normal. No way. It's normal human behavior. Let me see. Wasn't the Church of England was formed by well-known adulterer king? Yes, that's right. King Henry VIII. Henry VIII, who wanted to marry the next woman because he required a male heir, and when she could not fulfill that, he just went to the next one and the next one. And so yeah, that is how the church was formed. And because the Pope would not give him the required divorce or annulment, the Pope refused. He decided to do away with the Church of England and I'm sorry, to do away with the Catholic Church and form his own church, making himself the head. One of his sycophants in the council or the court decided that if we just let him have what he wants, that will enrich us and it would please him. And if he's pleased, then we will be enriched. So I'll tell you one little thing I know about that, and then I'll move on. So when you hear the term Downton Abbey, right? Well, Downton Abbey is a fictitious place. But anytime an aristocrat's household is named Abbey, it's because when Henry VIII um, dissolved the church, the Catholic Church, or actually pillaged the Catholic Church, if you want to know it better. He gave a lot of the property to his very loyal aristocratic friends, the lords, and once those properties were distributed and divvied up among his most loyal servants, his closest like ministers and such, um, some of the properties kept the name. So if there was a real Downton Abbey, then the person who inherited the land and built a house out of the remnants of the church, or would have taken the stone and whatever pieces of the church to build a manor house, he would have kept the name Abbey. So that's why there's so many of those homes that are called abbeys, because it was probably a Catholic church that was destroyed, pillaged. They removed the carper or tin from the roof and allowed the building to just fall into ruins. And then people would just like an abandoned house, they go in and they rip all the metal out of it, all the pipes, all the toilets, anything that can be used, they just rip it out. Well, that's something that's as old as time. So anyway, that is an example of that. So that was my little history lesson for right now. Let's move on and move on. So there you have it. Oh, by the way, let me take that away so I can see exactly what I'm looking at here. Uh, there, there we go. Um, so HRH, I'm a walk. I'm a yeah, I'm a walking. HIH, I'm a walking. That's the look he has when he thinks of his wife, Jazz Hands. That or when he considers the rest of his life on Earth. I thought that was so funny. And then too, I think that term jazz hand has really caught on. So that's why it just jumped out at me when he thinks of his wife, Jazz. so so William is really taking a measure of his life. The fact that he's married to Jazz Hands, the fact that he's destined to do this very boring job. Let me see. William broke up with Kate, but Kate and her grifter mom, alleged grifter mom, I had to throw that in there, put on a PR campaign in the tabloids. William thought he was missing some, so he went back to her. He is now see the real. He is now. Oh, that scared me. He is now seeing the real Kate. All right. Let me turn my ringer off. And let me see any more comments I may have missed here. Okay, CMAX says he established the Church of England so he can divorce Catherine of Aragon and marry Anne Boleyn. Basically, everything about British culture is made up, even their religion. Woo, CMAC, you're really going in on that one. Well, I mean, it is based on the Catholic Church. And then let us not forget, at the time, there was a movement toward the Protestant Protestant religion or Protestant Christians, and of course, Protestant protest Protestant. So there were, people who wanted to be Christians and just didn't want to have to be Catholics at the same time. So he kind of, I guess you could say, tapped in on that movement. Um, Okay. Baron, did you see Kate and her mate failing already in our beautiful Scotland? Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about that later. I am going to talk about that later. All right. I am just scrolling and I think we're ready to move on. Oh, one more. Connie Bomber. William looks hate, speaks hate, breathes hate, and has hate written all over him. Oh boy. Yeah, he does. He does. It really it that glum, irritated, impatient look that he has, that it's like it's grown into his face. It's grown into his look. It is so much a part of his being that he can't not look. It's like that resting Duke of Cambridge face. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Mary Hiker says people revolt and he had them and their whole families killed. Oh, you're speaking of Henry VIII. Yeah. Henry VIII, they said that he may have actually sustained a, a brain injury from jousting, and that after that period of healing where he was in a coma for a couple of days or a couple of weeks or something like that, and they said he was never the same after that, and that he had become very prone to fits of rage and such. So I believe when Henry VIII sustained that injury from jousting, he was a changed man that woke up from that coma. Henry VIII wanted to divorce, so decided to change religion to suit his agenda. He was a horrible man. Dolores, that is very true. That is also very true. And interestingly enough, for a while, I believe that the church, well, not the church, but maybe it was George the Third or George, I forget which George it was, the Regent Prince, whichever was the Regent Prince. He was so obsessed with Henry VIII that people knew that he was buried at St. George Chapel, but the location of the grave had been lost over time. And so they finally found his grave, and I believe it was Charles the First, the one that was beheaded, I think, Charles the First or Second. Yeah, they found his grave, and one of the queens and an infant child. Anyway, there's a black slab on the floor of West of the Saint George Chapel, and you actually walk over it to go to the altar. So when the Sussexes were married that day, the entrance to the tomb is actually the black slab that you see on the black and white marble floor. So just a little interesting side note that literally they had to walk over, but it's the entrance. I don't think it was the actual grave, but it's an entrance to a tunnel that leads to the grave, which is in the floor of the chapel. So I actually saw it myself when I was there. And so after they discovered his grave, then it was formally marked with the black granite slab. Even though Henry VIII wanted like this elaborate tomb at the Westminster Abbey, but for whatever reason, Elizabeth I never financed it or lost interest in it. And so his resting place was, I think, obscured or hidden for quite some time. And then they found him in the floor of the St. George Chapel. Okay, Henry VIII was denied a divorce by Catholic Church Pope because the wife was a Catholic Spanish princess. Yeah, Catherine of Aragon. And you know, in Spain, they don't play around. That is very Catholic country. Nobody wants to piss off Spain. Yeah, at the time, Spain being such a powerful country, that was a provocation to because Aragon was an independent state. Aragon and what is it, Catalan, I think it is. There were a lot of independent principalities and kingdoms that were absorbed into Spain. So Spain is really a collection of states, and that's why when you go to Barcelona, you don't see as many Spanish flags because they wanted to rid themselves of those flags. Okay, so anyway, I am probably giving y'all too much of my version of history. May not be very accurate. No, I'm just kidding. I think I'm pretty good. Um, okay, let me see. Let's move on. Whoo, I'll take that away. Let's see. Okay, that's for somebody else. You're talking to Connie. I'll do this last one and then we'll keep going. The scripture says, Benjamin says, the scripture says some divorces can be considered unscriptural. If I was the Queen Elizabeth the First, is that I would have made Charles abdicate. The Queen. All right. Okay, I see. If I was the Queen, I would have made Charles abdicate and give it to Anne. Yes, that means going to Parliament. Queen didn't want scandal. Yeah, Charles is what you call a romantic, and he has certain fantasies and such that like we all want the environmental movement and such, but banning this and banning that right now is not able to feed people that are hungry. So there's a time and a place for his very idealized world, but not everybody can have an organic fruit or vegetable garden. Most people, I think, in the UK do not even have a garden, let alone able to, grow their own food. So, I mean, he's on the right track, but unless they want to invest in that type of infrastructure for the average person, shut up. Okay, it was because Henry VIII didn't want a massive war with Spain. He dropped the church and made his own religion to divorce her. Thank you for that, SS. All right, let's move on. Oh, I should have given you all a trigger warning. Let me hit Afro Annie with this one. Okay, I'm back. Well, there you have it. This was just pure shade, I think. I think the only purpose of this was pure shade on my part. Let me see. Okay. All right. So, that is one of my favorite photos of Kate in the back of the black cab. Every time I see that photo, I told you guys, I'm always picturing a cat hissing like and so whenever I come across that photo, I am just duty bound, that is, to share it with you. if I just scroll through my photos and I got to put it up there. And the other one, I think it's time for an intervention with this one because the cosplaying, the posing and such throughout the how do I put this? For the sake of the cameras, I think that the public is going to grow fatigued of these royal performances. Especially the younger people. I think these royal performances are just getting so far out of hand. And one of the biggest perpetrators is stand and pose Kate. Um, she's cosplaying our Duchess, and now increasingly you find that William is pretending to be Harry whenever he can. He's dressing like Harry, trying to relate, but that is such a stretch for him to try to relate to people like Harry. I think that that is going to be their downfall. Is that nobody's buying it? Nobody's buying it. I cannot wait to see how they're I think they're going to be wound up so tight during this jubilee that they are likely to just implode, both of them, because everything is with an eye toward I have to outdo Harry and Meghan. Dolores, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Prince Spaghetti Day, happy Hump Day, and the happiest of Wednesdays to you. So thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, so as I scroll through, I'm going to make sure. Okay, Betty has something for Church Nelly. I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, TP, I can remember the words come out of Prince Charles. She don't know what love means to Princess Diana at the time. I could I could remember the words come out of Prince Charles. She don't know what love means to Princess Diana at the time. Gosh, I'm not sure what that means, TP. Are you speaking about Diana or I'm not sure what that means. Maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. Or is he speaking about his love for his emotional support, Camilla? I'm sorry. Try that one more time if you can. Okay, the classy English Rose who didn't social climb her way into the British royal family, who didn't climb her way into the British royal family. You're talking about Diana? Okay, I think I'm like creeping in on somebody else's conversation. So let me keep moving here. Mo Shannon says, hit the like coming in so you haven't forgotten to going out. Thank you, Mo Shannon. All right. Oh, that is for someone else too. All right, I'm going to move on. Lorna Williams says, Baron, most people in England garden. They are the biggest plant and garden collectors in the world. As a matter of fact, a lot of our new varieties of plants come from English hybrids. Oh, Lorna Williams, thank you so much for clarifying that. I do believe that. I've seen for myself. I know a lot of people garden, but I guess I was mostly speaking of people in the urban areas. Um, I don't know how or should I say, how Charles' zeal for gardening can carry over to the average working person who lives on a council estate or who has, in these urban areas, the ratio of people who actually garden compared to people who don't even have the land to do it. I would be curious to know what that is. I mean, I know some people like grow herbs on their balcony. I've actually grown herbs myself before, and I do mean the onions, not other stuff. Oh, before y'all get started, but yeah, but you're absolutely right. Thank you for clarifying that. Okay. Um. Uh. Oh yeah. Whatever loves me. Okay, I got that. When Charles said at their engagement interview, "Whatever love means." Oh my God, what a painful moment. And did you guys see the version of that where Princess Diana, um, they edited that look of hers out of the original video? I believe they edited that look out, and when they did, you didn't see that anyway. I just remembered this right here. So, as I said, there needs to be an intervention. When I saw Kate chopping that wood, now she's using a hammer, and then that device at the bottom is something made to split the wood. So when you hit the wood with the hammer, instead of having that dangerous blade, which whoever gave her the hammer instead of a axe or a hatchet, they actually were thinking ahead. But yes, no wire hangers ever. No wire hangers. Well, when I saw that, the only thing I could think of was, you know, um, the Mommy Dearest, and of course that is God, what is her name? Faye Dunaway. So all I could think of was Faye Dunaway in the Mommy Dearest. So if you notice, she's chopping down a tree. Well, I wasn't satisfied with that. You all know me. I wasn't satisfied. So I decided to repurpose that image of Faye Dunaway and turn her into Kate with the axe, chopping down the rose bushes. I was just not satisfied with the status quo. No, not me. So I decided to repurpose the photo and switch out the two. No rose bushes ever. I told you I had a little shade coming. And of course, there's Willie B. There's the little Willie B. Searching for honey, little Willie B. Y'all remember Willie B, don't you? That was like one of my first things that I did on Royal Sussex, my little image of Willie B, the Willie B. Hi, Belinda. Thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Prince Spaghetti Day, Hump Day, and happiest of Wednesdays to you. The Willie Bee is another thing that was cultivated on the British Isles. So not only are they known for their gardening and such, but they also have developed a particular insect called the Willie Bee. I can't believe we're having this conversation. Sometimes the Willie Bee gets a little glum. Sometimes the Willie Bee is happy, and then other times he's incandescent with rage. So that is the happy Willie Bee, and that's the one that is incandescent with rage. Happy Willie Bee, incandescent Willie Bee. See? Happy, incandescent. Is there no limit to how petty I can be? Oh, there it is. I told you I had one that was closer up. So that is the photo that the Daily Fail ran where the Duchess of Cambridge was giving her the side eye. It's as though they were laughing and talking at first, and then when she wasn't thinking about it, Kate was like, "Uh-huh." I mean, it's just whoever why would they even run this photo but for the sake of trolling the Cambridges? Not sure. Yes, that is the Willie Bee. So, let me see. Let me go back there. One of the squatties made this. I forget. Oh, by the way, it is right there in the smallest of print. Although I can't see it on the lower something savage, rock savage or something. But yeah, the name is in the corner there. But as you can see, there is Penny Snatchbull, Snatchbull, Snatchball. Penny Natchbull and I don't care. That's it. Penny Natchbull and I don't care. Penny Natchbull and I don't care. So yes, it's keeping up with the royal mistresses. Get it? Keeping up appearances, keeping up with the royal mistresses. Oh man, that was a classic. I love that. So whoever did make that, that was impressive work. I have to say, quite impressive work. Um, all right. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. So there you can see Penny and the Queen and Philip, oh Philip. You can see the three of them together. Penny Natchbull. Again, I do believe that the tabloids run photos like this because they are trolling the royal family. Mascara, really? Penny Natchbull and I don't care. It does kind of get stuck in your head, doesn't it? Penny Natchbull and I don't care. Penny Natchbull and I don't care. Well, they said that she kept him company, Philip, that is, over at Wood Farm, that she would frequently keep him company over there after he retired from royal duty. So, um, okay. My heart was broken when Prince Charles said that in front of all those people surrounding them. Oh, you mean the whatever love is or whatever love means? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That was awful. Awful. Thank you for that. All right. All right. All right. So let's move on, shall we? Let me see what's coming up next. Oh, yeah. There we go. Little change right here. Hit it. So they talk and write about everything but their own life story. Hi, Tina Brown. Well, this was to sum up everything that I just spoke about. These are impressive stories to write about. Well, not the crazy girl, but these are impressive things to write about. This right here, that is something that seems to have been brushed over, glanced over, or omitted from that dreaded book. That's all I'll say about that. We don't want to talk about that book too much. Okay, so with that, let me move on to the next set of slides. I think, guys, we are going to be out of here early today. We're going to be out of here early today. No 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 10 minutes today. Okay. I found this today. One of the squatties yanked out a receipt um, that they wanted to share with everyone. So, Queen tried to use state poverty fund to heat Buckingham Palace. Ministers were asked if money earmarked for schools, hospitals, and low income families could be used to meet soaring fuel bills. Now, you would think that this was a new story, right? No, it's actually from 2010. The Queen asked ministers for a poverty handout to help heat her palaces, but was rebuffed because they feared it would be a public, uh, what is that, relations disaster. Documents disclosed under Freedom of Information Act reveal. So this happened, what, 12 years ago? Well, not even 12 years ago, but just shy of 12 years ago. Um, it was September. In September, that they ran this story of 2010 in the Independent, I believe it was. And if that story had run today, I think there would be such a horrible backlash with the idea that while people's fuel bills are soaring, that they're heating homes that nobody even lives in, except for the staff. But Buckingham Palace, I'm not even saying it should be turned into a posh hotel or something like that. But it is time. I believe Prince Charles said he won't even live there. He's going to remain at Clarence House. It's time to turn this into like the model that they use with the Versailles. Versailles. You can stay at Versailles. There's a lot of uses they get out of Versailles, and I believe that Buckingham Palace should be open more to the public. Um, it should be able to pay for its own upkeep, but they shouldn't require public funding to pay for a building like this. Even the White House is open to tours daily. At least I'm not sure if it's reopened since the start of the pandemic, but even I took the White House tour, and so of course there's no charge to get into the White House, but if you pay money to get into Windsor Castle, which I did, then you should be able to go into the Buckingham Palace year round. I think now it's only open when the Queen is in Balmoral, but they need to open it full time. It needs to pay for itself. There was actually a story some time ago about people who paid to take a tour of the Buckingham Palace gardens, and they said it was an absolute ripoff. They said it was awful. And these are people who obviously feel, an endearment to the royal family, and they were totally pissed at how like bad it was for the price they paid. They're always begging, just don't like spending their own money, but love spending everyone else's. Dolores, that is so true. OPM, other people's money. And if it's one thing that I've learned, I used to have this idea when I was young that rich people just gave money away. Well, some rich people do, but then there are some who just are so tight with a dollar, or in this case, a pound. Remember how they made such a big fuss out of the Queen doing a very rare donation for the Ukraine? Very rare, very rare. So rare that they made a big deal out of it. And that was only because I believe they were embarrassed because the Sussexes were the first off the blocks. The Sussexes were the first to speak out, and they were the first to donate money. And so then after that, of course, you had Will and Kate show up with some brownies and a little smile and a little wave. That's about all we can do. A little smile and a little wave. That's about all we can do. Um, that's when they showed up with their version of support. A little smile, a little wave, and that's about all we can do. And they certainly did not bring any money to the people of Trenchtown. You all know that already. Trenchtown didn't get anything. So just a little smile and a little wave. That's about all they can do. Okay, so we're going to keep moving then. Or let me see what I want to do next. Oh, I know. Since I'm talking about it. Not the Trenchtown, though, something else that I was speaking of. Let me see. Oh yeah, I got it right here. I got it right here. Okay. Case in point. Case in point. There we go.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time, and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's that's more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time, and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's that's more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So
Yeah, that's all we can do is give you a little smile and a little wave. Alma Andrews, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you ever so much for watching Royal Sussex. Thank you for not just smiling and waving.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
Sometimes it's lots more than financial.
well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So you know.
Do you see that?
Sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but
Wait, I want you all to take a look at Kate's face. Kate looks like I cannot believe they are buying this. Take a look at her face when he says that.
we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
Sometimes it's lots more than financial.
well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So you know.
Kate looks like if y'all knew how much money we got. Kate just looks like if you all really knew how much money we have. It's like she's trying to hold back a laugh. I mean, I know she's not, but it just seems that way. It just seems like yes, Kate, Herrera, that is it. She has given you the full Stepford wife that time. Just a little smile and a little wave. That's about all we can do. Oh, mercy me, oh my. Woo! I tell you, those Cambridges, they get me every time. They seriously do. Hmm. Oh man. Okay, so let me see here. Yes, Charlotte. Trey BN. Trey R word. Yes, they are. And I am irritated too. Yes, William is quite irritable. Stacey Bone. Yes, thank you for that. I think my French is starting to slip a little, but it's because I haven't had a continuous conversation. Tash Max says I can't get over the people standing next to him, shaking their heads and agreeing with him, only giving a smile here and there. Aren't those people there to help those in Ukraine suffering? Well, they did bring some brownies, Tash Mac. I mean, could you imagine being in the field of battle or in a town being shelled and suddenly somebody breaks through all of the smoke and haze and the smell of ordnance and they hand you a bag of brownies straight from Kate's assistants at the Kensington Palace who went out to the Waitrose and bought a pan? Could you imagine how helpful that would be? I would feel as though somebody had thought about me if I was, in the middle of something like that, and suddenly somebody appears with a pan of brownies. I'd be besides myself. So yeah, I can see how that works out. Okay, that was my sarcasm for the moment. Let me take that away. Oh, thank you, Moritz. Thank you. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Oui, mademoiselle, um, c'est Simon. Thank you. Anyway, there we go. So now this just has to stop. This really has to stop. It does. She's losing her grip. She's losing her grip. This really has to stop. I believe this was in Scotland, right? This is what you were referring to earlier. Was that you, Mascara, or someone made mention of that? If you can see, the kids are just not buying it. And the royal reporters, it seems like they should intervene and try to do something to make the kids smile. Look at the little boy there in front of her. Either one of them. Look at the little girl's shoulders hunched forward like that. Kids can see right through it. The kids, they see everything. Kids don't lie. That's why you have to value the opinion of children, because one thing's for sure, they ain't gonna lie to you. They are not going to lie to you. And they just don't get it. They don't understand why their space is being invaded with the cameras and the people, and even worse, the Cambridges. I don't care how many cameras it is, the children always make the Sussexes the center of attention. Always, exclusively the Sussexes. But the kids are not buying it. They're not impressed. And over there in the upper left, I can't prove it, but it just seems like that little girl got hit in the eye with a wad of saliva or something because she's rubbing her eye. God help her if that's the case, because you know that that whole family has been exposed. But anyway, there's the little girl who it seems as though she's brushing away. Yes, look at that. Look at it. She is losing her grip. And I'm serious when I say this. There needs to be an intervention. They need to take her to the side and say, you know what, girl, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Somebody needs to take her to the side and say, Miss Thing, you're doing too much. At his engagement interview, Billy said he had been carrying around the ring for days. They were on a holiday in Africa, hoping for inspiration to purpose. I mean, to propose, rather. Um, carrying around the ring for days. So he just really wasn't sure until that point. Okay, let me see. Queenie is going to watching the Chambridges closely when they go to Wales, because when Charles becomes king, William becomes Prince of Wales, and Wales' attitude to the royal family is changing. Lorna Williams, did you say watching them closely? Remember those two pages of the tabloids where they said William and Kate are being watched closely? I thought I was gonna cry. That was so funny because if they are doing this bad while they're being watched closely, I would hate to see what would happen if nobody was paying them any attention. Will and Kate are being watched closely. That is just the funniest thing I ever heard. Will and Kate are being I cannot get past that one. That is one that gets me every time I think of it. They're being watched closely. Oh man. I just the idea of it. So you mean to tell me while they're being watched closely, they're able to cause this much havoc, like losing half of the the Commonwealth? That's watched closely. What in the world would happen if nobody was paying them any attention? I shudder to think about it. William and Kate are being watched closely. Oh man. Okay, so I found one of them. I found one of the articles right here. Oh my god. And then a squatty sent me another one because they thought about what I said, and they wanted to make sure that they inboxed me with another one. But there it is. Prince William and Kate Middleton are being watched carefully by Queen and Philip to make sure they don't make any mistakes after other young royals got it badly wrong, experts reveal. Woo! You can't make that up. So they were being watched closely, and somehow, just pretending to be like Philip and Elizabeth, even though they were being watched closely. So what are they being watched closely for? You, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. God, I tell you, that was just the funniest thing to me. I thought that was just hilarious. They are being watched closely. I still don't understand what that was supposed to do. Being watched closely, and then what? That's how they should have put it. They're being watched closely, and then what? Because I don't understand what closely was supposed to do. They were being watched closely, and and they lost half the Commonwealth. Oh man, I promise you, that was to me. I that was like one of my best days since Christmas when I read that Prince William and Kate Middleton are being watched carefully. Oh my goodness. And okay, let me take that away. They're being watched carefully. They're watching them. You see, I have to change my voice. They're watching them. Maybe Wills and Kate can move in with the Queen and help with the heating bills. Oh man, I love it. They can move in so they can help out with the bills. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. Whenever there's a pensioner, whenever there's a pensioner trying to make ends meet, it's not unusual to have the grandkids or perhaps even the pensioner's own children move in to help with the heating bills. So yeah, I can understand that. Um, y'all stop. Y'all stop. I've been doing good so far. I have been doing good so far. So let's keep it moving. Whew. So here's a couple of other occasions where our Duchess of Cambridge has, seemed to lose her grip in the pursuit of children's attention. That little girl that the little girl on the left, that gets me every time I see her. Oh boy, that is just too much. Like, she's just like, and then the little girl with the pink barrettes in her hair. I love her. She's looking like, get my agent on the phone. Somebody get my agent on the phone. Where's my agent? They don't pay me for this. Get my agent on the phone. Where's my agent? She's looking like, I'm going to wait in the limousine because this lady, something wrong with her. I'm going to go wait in the limousine. I'm up. Oh, man. All of this started. I saw these pictures from, what is it, Scotland? And I'm just like, is she at it again? Is she really doing that again? Thank you so much, RBDG Creative Podcast. Do you have a podcast of your own? Oh wow, thank you so much. What do you talk about on your podcast? Please let us know. Cheryl Bennett, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Wednesday to you. All right. I know. These two little girls. And the poor little girl on the left side there, I'm sure she had the prettiest little afro puffs before she left the house. And by the time Kate got through breathing on her, her hair just, you know. But I bet you she had the prettiest little afro puffs before she left the house that day. Okay. So right here, you can see that the reign of terror continues. The little boy is like, if I don't make direct eye contact, then she won't notice me. And then, of course, who can forget that classroom up there at the top? Bye. That was, you could see every so often she loses the or should I say she slips out of character. And she herself, just like William, she has to be wondering, why am I here? What is the point? You know? I mean, I feel for her because, well, I mean, let's face it, it can't be easy to maintain that that I won't even give it a name, but it can't be easy to maintain that.
For all the knowledge in this room. So really well done. I hope you found it interesting. It's a real passion of mine, learning about babies' brains, about how our adult brains develop, and how our early childhood influences.
Now she is literally in the classroom telling the kids how the adult brain compared to a child's brain. She's literally in that classroom telling them the difference between the adult brain and the child brain. Let me say that one more time. Kate is in the classroom telling the kids what's wrong with their heads. Aren't you playing to the wrong audience? Especially, what is it about somebody's brain can you tell anybody? You are seriously telling the kids that there's something wrong with their heads? They're the ones with the problem? You couldn't make this up. You just could not make this up. I'm sorry, Cheryl Bennett, did I say thank you? Thank you for the super sticker. I can't remember if I missed that or not, but thank you so much. And Miranda Rios, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for being a member, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And thank you for not telling me that there's something wrong with my brain. Okay.
So keep thinking about it, keep chatting about it with your friends, and yeah, well done. Super impressed, and thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye.
Did you hear the way those kids said bye? Those kids were like, bye. You have to turn the sound up because it's barely audible, but you know, that's our Duchess Kate.
Thinking about it, keep chatting about it with your friends, and yeah, well done. Super impressed, and thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye.
Even after birth, like, it's like a hug and develop positive.
What's the other thing that I know? Your babies are watching you all the time. So you know, showing the children exactly. Good and bad things. You can show them through good ways that what else? What else? You've already got so you found this lesson really you know it's really hard to hear what she's saying. There's someone else talking. Okay, 42 seconds. So she gets quite good at it.
Okay, so bye. Oh man, let me get rid of that. Okay, so that really did happen. That really did happen. And of course, my favorite kid, the one over there on the left side, the one that threw up the deuces, like, peace out, girl. Peace out. All right, peace out. Oh man. I mean, that little boy, like, peace out. Peace. He just threw up the deuces, like, peace. Okay. All right, you guys. All right, so that was enough of her. We need to talk about childcare benefits could help ease the workers' crunch, an advocacy campaign says. A survey by McKinsey and Company and Marshall Plan for Moms found that few workers had access to child care benefits, but most mothers said such benefits would make them more likely to accept a job. So, this is what happened today. The let me see, where is it at there? Yeah. So the Archewell Foundation, well, the Archewell, the production company founded by Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, to sign on companies must offer childcare subsidies or benefits or intend to provide one. Ms. Sajani said once they join the coalition, businesses can share and learn best practices from one another. So, anyway, the whole point of it is if you want to work as an adult woman who has children, one of the big burdens is, of course, childcare, which can be so terribly expensive. So, there's a lot of qualified people out there who would love to work at various places, but because there's no childcare, it prohibits them from even filling out an application or submitting a resume because they need their children cared for. And it is everybody's business. It is everybody. When the term Marshall Plan, after the Second World War, the United States, I believe it was General Marshall, who was put in charge of rebuilding Europe. In order for the United States to maintain its financial footing, we have to have trading partners. And to cultivate that trade, we would have to look to some of our oldest allies, like, for instance, our first ally in Europe, France, and then on to other countries. Well, if those countries have been, their economies were destroyed by the Second World War, then who would we trade with in Europe? So the Marshall Plan was designed to make sure that there would be governments that were stable, that they could get these loans and gifts from the US, mostly loans, um, so that they could rebuild their economy. It was in everybody's vested interest. And so, just like that Marshall Plan for Europe, there is a Marshall Plan for mothers so that they can be able to get back into the workplace. And the only thing between the workplace for these mothers and the actual child care initiative is something that will make it possible. So that's why they call it the Marshall Plan, because it's a big plan. It is a big plan, and that plan for moms will be something that will definitely boost the economy. Otherwise, if we don't have this huge sector of society unable to, if they're unable to work, then the economy and the job market, there'll be all these vacancies where we could actually have working people. So it's important. And of course, the Sussexes are always on the right side of history. And this is one of those things that the Duchess of Sussex has been promoting for some time. I believe she wrote that letter to the women of Congress, hoping that they would, were they supposed to vote for a bill for funding for this very same thing? So it's a win-win for everybody involved, the children, the parents, and of course, the society as a whole. So we have to do that. Okay. There we go. And then there's this. Queen Meghan Markle, that is a YouTube channel. I'm sorry, a Twitter page. Queen Meghan Markle is the name of the page. And so I believe the person on the Twitter page put this together. Archie's papa and girl dad, and you can see they're connected to the photos of Archie's papa and the girl dad t-shirt there. So anyway, that was just something I found on Twitter today that I wanted to share with you guys. And next, there's this. I love this. Very exciting having Paralympic athlete and Invictus Games medalist visit whatever is that Wallace High School? Yeah, Wallace High School today to work with a small group of SI1 pupils. The pupils thoroughly enjoyed Scott's talk about resilience and sport. What I love about this, and the reason why I want to make sure I share this with you guys, is because this is one of those residual effects. This is one of those things that you just can't even calculate. During the Invictus Games, we know that the athletes were inspired to join the Invictus Games so that they could work out a lot of things in their own personal lives. But if you notice, there's a kid there in a wheelchair, and he's seeing someone who lost both of his legs. He sees someone who's lost both of his legs, someone who, let's face it, back in the day would have just easily have been written off. But there he is, this able-bodied athlete who is speaking about his struggles and his ability to compete in sports. So, what kind of message does that send to the children? Well, for those who may not have any disabilities, it lets you know that the person next to you that has any type of disability is still an able-bodied person. And as for the kid in the wheelchair, for him in particular, this has got to mean a lot. So I'm just when I saw that, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. So I wanted to share that. And let's see, what else do we have here? Well, I'll leave that there, and then I'll look at some of your comments since I have been going on and on. What am I missing? Let me scroll back a bit here. Let me see. What do we got here? After all these years, she still struggling with her dread of public speaking. I think they dislike her. Just painful to watch Kate being daft and unable to read the room. Yeah. Oh, yes. What else? Okay. We swear that one of those buys sounded like and don't come back. Oh man, I love it. Let me see. They're being watched closely because the senior royals realize they've got the wrong future. Yes, Tamikia. Yes, they have the wrong futures. All right. Okay, I'm scrolling down so I can see what I missed. The students asked, "Where is Megan?" Yes, and she rolled her eyes. Yeah, and she was like, "What else? What else?" Does Mumble not realize that these young adults are on social media and know what really happened to Harry and Meghan and have probably experienced some of the same thing? Yes, Lorna Williams, that is brilliant. Absolutely. I mean, when you're in school, I mean, you are subject to a lot of ridicule and criticism and bullying. So, yeah, that is a great point. Thank you for that. Cosplay Kate, as much as she wants, Kate is not genuine, and the children sense it. Thank you for that, Lynn. That is very true. Okay. All right. Let me see. Sending love, healing, and prayers for fellow squatty Anna Espinoza. Her brother has been diagnosed with cancer. I noticed that Anna hasn't been on lately, or I haven't seen her, so I thought I had did the star thing or something again, but oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, no wonder Anna hasn't been here. Wow, I really, really am so sorry to hear that. And definitely we'll send out our prayers. Let me see. Prayer and healing for Anna Espinosa's brother and strength to her and her family to help through this difficult situation. Yeah. When you live long enough, everybody knows someone who's been affected with cancer. And it is a very, very cruel thing because um, it's a lot of waiting and watching and, back and forth to the doctor and everything. And it really is something that the whole family is a part of. It's not just the person that's ill. So yeah, it's a family effort. Let me see. Saw the mayor of London was in town. Don't ask me what for. Caught a glance of him on my way. Uh, on my telly. Okay. Thank you for that, Joan Commonwealther. All right. Okay, so I'm going to there we go. Take your children to work day. Chris, I am sorry. What is that? Anyway, I can't say that. But anyway, I thought this was brilliant. Take your children to work day. And there you see Billy with the teddy bear, the lollipop, and the beanie with a little propeller on it. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay. So this is totally unrelated. We're almost done, you guys. Asking Anna Wintour to show ID is so funny. This blue-haired woman deserves the world. Can you believe? Can you believe she asked Anna Wintour for an ID? Is this razor sharp bob hairdo, the sunglasses, and the beige boots not enough? I mean, Anna Wintour asked for an ID. I'm sure that is something that hasn't happened to her in decades. Whoa, Anna Wintour, where's your ID? So, of course, that requires that Devil Wears Prada look. Oh, and with that, you guys, that was the last of the slides. That was it. We got through it. So, let me told you guys we'll be out of here in an hour and a half. Let's give love to our faves, our queen of everything, Queen Doria, and to our queen of hearts, Princess Diana. Thank you, Diana and Doria, for making the Sussexes possible, instilling them with all of the knowledge and virtues that they would need to have such a brilliant family life in California, in Montecito, where, of course, we all know in Montecito there are no leaks. In Montecito, there are no leaks, but there are trolls in Narnia. No leaks in Montecito, but there are trolls in Narnia. Big, scrunchy face trolls. So, with that, let's look at your last comments, you guys. Oh, I can't believe we're getting out of here early today. You guys are being let go early for good behavior, I'm sure. You guys must have done something right because I'm done. I'm done. Thank you so much for joining us on Royal Sussex. Let me get to your comments here. Let me see. Yes, there's a troll alert. Yes, and prayers for all let's see. Prayers for all those ill, our faves, and our family. That's right, our Sussex squad family. Lydia, have you been on here all this time? I did not even know that you were here. Oh, thank you. Hello, Ivy here. Thank you for being here, Ivy. I am so honored and whenever Ivy is here. Deeply, deeply honored. And let's see, Lydia says, Lottie G sending prayers for your nephew and your family. Oh, what happened there? Lottie G's nephew. Okay, I'm looking back. I don't see. Let me see. Okay. Well, I don't see what happened with Lottie G's nephew, but definitely we will send our prayers. I believe prayer works. I really believe that prayer works. So, if you are a praying person, you know what I mean. Prayers work. Okay. Okay, so I think we're done. Anybody have any last comments for the day? Oh, I see that. Oh well, Lydia. I mean, you got stuff to do, so I'm glad anybody shows up anytime. It doesn't matter. I am way too happy. And I'm telling you, you guys make Royal Sussex. You all make Royal Sussex. Okay. Well, the last comment of the day. Oh, Zigal, thanks for your company, Baron. Thank you for being here. One of the things that I am ever so pleased about is that when people tell me that they're out for their walk or in their garden or making supper or on their lunch break and they just wanted to sneak in and say hi, that makes me feel like the luckiest person to have that kind of connection. So yeah, that is amazing. So I'm always glad for that. But okay. So with that, why don't I do the last comment of the day? Why don't I? Not because I don't want to. All right. This is good. This is good. Fancy says, bye all. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you, Fancy. Thank you, everybody. Everybody keep the squatties in your prayers because that's what we do. We uplift and support one another. So pray for Anna Espinosa's brother and let me see, the nephew. I'm so sorry. I just missed that fast. But Lottie G, is it Lottie G? Pray for Lottie G's nephew. And it's going to be a long, hot summer. So hydrate, try to get out, enjoy the weather while you have it for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. And that's it. You guys are awesome. And I'm so glad that you all trust me to do this work. I'm so glad you guys, that you show up here because trust me, you could be anywhere. And the fact that you all spend this time on Royal Sussex means the world to me. So long, everyone. And we are going to avenge ourselves out of here. And yes, I promise I will do a Ginger Avenger type of video for our Duchess of Sussex, but there's just so much. There's so much to cover. And I just really want to get that right. So it is coming though. So, okay. All right. So stay hydrated, keep praying, and definitely take care of yourselves and one another. And we are going to cue Ginger Avenger. Hit it, Ginge. Okay. Again, thank you, everybody. It is it's that time. Bye, everyone. Bye, Myra, Connie Palmer, Cookies and Cream, Teresa Wiseman, Sonia Johnson, Lydia Washington, Amelia, was that Devine? Yes. So long. Thank you so much. So long, Patty, Faith, JJ. Okay, gotta go. Love you guys. And I'm out.